Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to everyone's a storyteller. Dr. Daintee Jones. I serve as Director of Fund Development for the great Ensemble Theater of Houston, Texas. This channel is a fan club channel specifically for the Young Performers Program at the Ensemble Theater. And today I have the utmost pleasure of interviewing Mr. Kendal Burns. And so, will you introduce us and share whatever title you would like to share with us?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. As she said, my name is Kendall Burns Jr. I am a graduated Young Performers. I've been doing the Young Performers program um, ever since I was 9, and this had been my ninth year, so almost over a little before a decade. And the Young Performers have taught me so much, and I'm a current senior at Kingwood High School, going to graduate in May 2025, and my college of choice is University of Nevada in Las Vegas, also known as UNLV.
All right, that is so exciting. I am thrilled for you. And I am also grateful to you for choosing the Ensemble Young Performers Program. You are going to be a wonderful ambassador for us as you venture off to college and inspire even more people with your story. And that's what this is about. This is about being able to tell our story. So thank you so much for introducing yourself. Tell us a little about the position that you have in the show right now in Camp Logan.
Yes. Within the Can't Loven production, I am the assistant stage manager. I assist the stage manager for throughout the rehearsal process if she needs anything or with assistance of some sort, whether that be on a scenic level or prop level or costume slash makeup level. And during the actual production, I am backstage making sure that actors are okay and that the show is running very smoothly backstage. So that is what my role and position is within Camp Logan.
I love that you are already working in theatrical management. Those skills are so transferable. So great. I'm so glad that you're doing that. And thank you for explaining your position to us. So here's our next question. What kind of storytelling is helpful in your position, whether it's inspirational or encouraging or logical or compelling, etc.? What do you prefer? What style of storytelling do you tend to use?
Within my position as assistant stage manager, I find the best storytelling to be on a technical aspect, where it be the elements of the show that you don't typically see or hear, but you just feel the presence of. For example, lighting. I help with lights backstage, and so when in scary scenes or scenes that has very dramatic effect to tell the emphasis of the story, I'm there to help give that lighting effect. Or on a costume level, where the costume piece can then reflect off a person's character's personality. That's some of the technical aspects that I like to help within the storytelling.
Oh, wonderful. Um, of the interviews that we've done so far, no other interviewee has actually used the term technical storytelling. So thank you for paving that way for us too, in the way that we talk about storytelling. That is awesome. Thank you for that. So our next question, can you give an example of how you've used storytelling to turn a challenging situation into a successful testimonial in either your professional or your personal life?
Mhm. Within my personal life, I'm mainly an advocate for not only for myself, but for other people, because one strong personality of mine that people know me of is having a really big heart. And I love speaking for people and helping people and being very passionate within the community and field of service. But the way that storytelling helps me is storytelling has a power of sharing or letting another person view a different perspective than their own. So the way that I mix storytelling within my personal life is using storytelling to give the other person a perspective that they haven't seen before to advocate for the other person slash myself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being an advocate. And it is also important to be able to advocate for oneself too. It's an example of great self-care. And as we're taking care of ourselves, it makes it easier for us to care for others. All right, I salute your service and your servant leadership, actually. I salute that, sir. All right, our next question is, what techniques do you use to ensure the stories that you tell resonate with your target audience?
Before I did Camp Logan as the assistant stage manager last season, I participated in Beatbox, where I was a supporting character slash ensemble. And one of the very effective techniques that I used to help portray that story, even though I wasn't a main character, was doing a deep dive within the character. For example, I would like to make journals of my characters. So today on February 2nd, my character is doing this or my character is doing that. And what I found is that when I make like a journal to help me be within my character, I found that my movement and my brain started to think within that character. So when you see that character on stage, that character's personality can fit perfectly within the story to help the audience understand the message truly, not only visually, but also internally as well.
What a great tip. I might have to steal that from you and use that in the future as I'm
Well,
working on characterization too. That's a great tip. Right, so
well, I
thank
have to thank
you.
the ensemble for teaching me that.
Yes. Oh,
Uh,
that's a great lesson. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Next question. What impact have you seen storytelling have on your audience's engagement and retention of material?
there is a lovely teacher slash mentor named of T. Cake Ferguson, and she was a
Oh,
director over one of the YP shows that I was one of the code leads in, called The Greatest Show, and I was um, one of the main lead characters. And so she shared the story of me that someone had saw me and my other co-star or co-actor on the stage and felt very moved of like the chemistry and how we were working throughout the space, and the impact that it had on my storytelling was that it allowed her to, or the person to, I'm sorry,
it's
um,
okay.
help them throughout their daily lives on how to interact with other people. And it was very impactful for me to know that the way that someone sees me and another person interact can affect how they interact with other people as well.
That is great. That is wonderful. We never know how we will touch other people's thoughts or their hearts. So, yes, and just from you trying to do a good job, it was
Mhm.
able to affect someone else. So, that's wonderful to know. So, now what ethical considerations should one keep in mind when using storytelling in one's career?
Well, I believe you mentioned this a little earlier, but always having that good self-care is that
Mhm.
one thing that I find myself and my peers of actors is that we tend to be so focused within the storytelling that we don't really focus on ourselves as first, where we are characters first and not actors, and actors seconds, when the actor and character should be on the same level. Because if we're both combined, then we can still tell the story, but then also keep ourselves safe. So that's one ethical consideration that I have, is just making sure that we keep ourselves in line with our characters so that we can keep ourselves safe, and then we can also do more storytelling within the future.
Yes, it's very interesting to me that you are speaking about the safety of like the vessel of the creator, um, because there does have to be boundaries, if you will,
Mhm.
so that because sometimes the characters are so different from ourselves, that yes, we do have to guard, if you will, and even decompress afterwards to return to self. So that is great that you are giving that advice and showing others how to do it. Thank you. So, our last question for this interview is, do you have any news that you would like to share with our audience members?
Unfortunately, I do not have any news.
Okay.
I kinda said everything that was, kinda surprising in my introduction, unfortunately, but, I will leave y'all with a quote that has helped me throughout the entire YP journey, and even that I will share and take with me into college. My quote is, be the change that you want to be, and if you don't like the change, then you have to stand up over it, because one thing as an actor is that sometimes there might be situations where it's just not okay and it's not settling for me, and I have to be the one to speak up, like I said, advocate and speak up for myself and say, hey, this is not really the direction that I see this character going, or even where I want to go, because I have a vision for myself, because I know each person has a role, like a director's directing and the actors portraying the character and the costume person's giving the costume, but then we also have to go back to, if there's something that you don't like, it's okay to say that you don't like it, and to find a different route, because not every route is going to be the best one to the destination.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is great. Change is such a constant in life, so we might as well know how to take advantage of change and to still feel empowered in spite of change. So thank you for sharing that. Well, it has been delightful for me to have a chance to interview you for our channel, Mr. Burns. Thank you for taking time to explain what storytelling is to you. And hopefully, you have inspired others just as you have inspired me. Well, all right, audience members, again, I thank you for joining us virtually. Hopefully, you are going to enjoy this video as much as I have enjoyed it, by sitting and conversing with Mr. Kendall Burns Jr. of the Ensemble Theater. And also be thinking wonderful thoughts for him as he goes off to the university and another step and phase of his life. All right, goodbye for now. And please remember that each of our stories are important. Thank you.